Welcome back to Trials and Tribulations. It is time for the second part of the final trial. I don't know if I'm going to finish this game today. I'm going to try. I don't know how much time is left, but we're getting close. So let's pick up where we left off. How can I help you, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that if we're to learn the truth, we'll need to hear your testimony.
Again. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown. Ugh, that face. Now that she's fully confessed to being Dahlia, what does she have to say this time?
Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night.
Please do. The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. But for it to work, Maya Fey would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
So that means you really are?
Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fey? Yes, you have a problem with that? Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that...
Watch yourself, trite. If you've got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. That's my rule. Mr. Godot is correct. By the way, that's my rule as well.
Does Godot, not care that Dahlia is here? How the fuck are you gonna be so mad at me for not in any way being responsible for the death of Mia Fey, but the person who poisoned you and turned your hair white and fucked up your eyes is just right there, and you're like, eh. Not a big deal. Let's just start at the beginning here. You were executed last month, correct? Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant. How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay? Last year, she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her.
I see. So that's when you discussed the plan.
Ha, are you crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well. Even though I'm her own daughter. All to make Pearl Fay the master of Khura'in. She's a cold, twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister Misty took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan.
A plan, huh?
Yep, so I said before, what if she killed her? She didn't, but she apparently thought about it. Is she a bitch? You're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct? Yes, though at first she had high hopes for the two of us.
You and your twin sister Iris?
That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father.
Abandoned?
Didn't your father take you, though? The only person I ever really cared about in my life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at an old temple. How did you do that? Before, when I couldn't really figure out the timeline, I think Iris was already at Hazakura Temple by the time the fake bridge kidnapping happened, because that's why she said, it's no coincidence that it happened at Eagle Mountain. So I guess they stayed in contact? But how the hell did you do that? You just, hey Dad, dump my fucking useless lump of a sister, would you? And he's just like, okay, sure. Since his new wife had a daughter who had black hair, he's like, we'll just keep her instead. I don't need 3. Like, what? Yes, my father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around. Well, why don't you just dump all of you then? On top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general. Why did he take you? In the first place, why didn't he just leave by himself? This isn't really adding up. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power, unfortunately for her. Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams on that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family. Maya would have to die, but why? For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master, the remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of.
But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya.
How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all.
That's ridiculous.
She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally the life of Maya Fey as well.
How could anyone do that? I mean, you knew fucking what she was like before this. You knew she tried to get Maya before, and that's all she was after. You were going to kill Maya?
Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was to follow the instructions in the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me.
So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger sister? On Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple?
She and I look absolutely identical, so no one can tell us apart. If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it.
And the witness in this case was the head non-Sister Bikini.
I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway.
But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place?
She just told you. Because they look alike. Have you not picked up on the fact that she's the worst? She doesn't care that she's her twin sister. She told her dad to get rid of her. Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her.
She's a backstabber. Because she ran away during the bridge thing?
You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway.
But Maya's not dead. Aren't you in her right now?
You heard me. Just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of the master will pass on to Pearl Fey.
That's absurd. She's just trapped. Trapped inside the sacred cavern.
But no? Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you? Like Phoenix, whose body do you think it is that you're talking to right now? Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivete and your pathetic faith in other people.
I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fey's plan?
I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point, no value other than fulfilling our own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of.
If that's how you feel, why did you help her carry it out? I was going to ask that. Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya? Like, if you're being channeled, can't do anything about that. But then after you're channeled, you don't have to do it. You can just peace out, or you can just go do whatever you want.
You may not understand it, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that.
So then tell me, why?
Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest.
I mean, she didn't kill Maya, she killed Misty. So, I don't know.
For my own personal satisfaction.
So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead? You're just a jerk? Obviously, it's because you were helping Morgan Fey.
Helping? Don't make me laugh.
Am I actually gonna have to present something and figure it out? Can you just tell me?
I lived for myself, and in the end, I died for myself. I thought that was obvious.
So she wasn't actually cooperating with Morgan. She was just using Morgan and her plan so she could accomplish her own goal.
All I wanted to do was kill Maya Fey. That was the only way I could think of to get revenge.
Against me? I mean... that? I guess maybe? / against Mia? I have to charge my 3DS. I have 2 chargers, and they're tangled together! No! I got it. It's fine. It's plugged in. We're good. Revenge? It looks like I have no choice but to present that piece of... Oh, that one? Good. I've got to keep a cool head. And I need to get more information out of her. It's the only way to understand this plan and what she... What the hell? How am I supposed to get more information? I already pressed everything. And you're saying that I have to present that piece of evidence. So here's the last one. Why she would kill Maya Fey. What her goal was. Okay. Let's look at the evidence. This is all older stuff. It's irrelevant. We're talking about Maya, not Misty. I mean, I guess she's not lying. Even though Misty Fey is the one who died. I guess that's because she tried to stop it. She wasn't out to kill Misty. She wanted to kill Maya. So let's take her word for that. I didn't mean to click on that. I meant to go next. Crime photo. You just really wanted her crystal ball. It was just really pretty. It matches your outfit. You just wanted it. I don't... Well, you want... No, that doesn't make any sense. None of this is relevant. Is it profiles? I don't know. When they ask me specifically to present evidence, I think of, you know, evidence, which it literally is stated as right there on the screen. It's called evidence, and it's something, a physical thing that I can present as evidence. I generally don't think profiles, but it makes more sense to want revenge against Mia rather than me. Mia's dead, though, so I don't know how much satisfaction you would get out of that. And I don't even have my own profile, so I can't say me even if I wanted to, so I guess I don't have any physical evidence, anything. It's gotta be a person, the person that she wants revenge on, and Mia makes the most sense. So here. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself? As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore. Because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead. And you can't take revenge against them either. You wanted to take revenge on someone? I was sentenced to die because of that woman, Mia Fey. I somehow knew this was it. I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up. And the reason it was impossible? Was it perhaps because Mia Fey had already died? Yes, and I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead. And how do you do that? Even with the body, when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I helped out with that woman's plans. Just for that? For that, you would kill Maya? See, her wanting to be such a terrible person to Mia will give me and Godot common ground here, and he can forgive me for the thing that I didn't do. As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What a cruel plan! Cruel, cold, and heartless. Huh. Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you, there's not a thing you can do to me. That night, at about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up and put on a demon warding hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hasakura Temple. So, it was Elise Donum who channeled her after. Was it? Is that right? That's what I originally said. Ew. Oh my, look at the fucking jiggle of her chin. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple, and wobbled back, clutching her poor old back. What did you do then? That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. So yeah, I was right about that initially. She did she was channeled by a Misty. And they really did meet up here. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom. So that dagger actually is real. That actually happened. I really thought Godot just planted it. But I mean, I don't know how much of this is a lie, because now she's going to say she killed her, and that's obviously not true, so that might be a complete lie. So then you're saying you stabbed Maya. It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened. Fuck off. What does that mean? No clear memory? I don't know. I think I was stabbed. What the fuck? Well, I mean, yeah, Misty was stabbed. It's still possible she killed herself. I said it might not be because she was stabbed in the back, and that'd be a weird place to stab yourself, but if you're fighting for control of your possessed body, then, I don't know, you might do some weird shit. You were stabbed? At the last minute, Maya Fey must have stabbed me, I'm sure of it. That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a Oh, I was like, what? Why did you capitalize the F in French fry? Is that normal? I mean, I would get it if you're talking about... I mean, even if you say French, you wouldn't capitalize it. If you say France, but you don't capitalize like the word... Well, maybe you do. But would you really when it's talking about the fry? It was capitalized, so I was like, what the fuck? And then I read the last line, and... weird. But before I did, I scrawled her name on the Y upside down. Larry's head was upside down. Why was this upside down? I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end. That's where my memory temporarily stops. It stops? I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own two hands. My very last memory was... Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness. So you were in Maya. She channeled you after that incident, where her mom possibly killed herself in front of her, and now you're here. Cyrus switched with you. When did the locks go from 1 to 5? When did that happen? I can't keep track of this shit. Somehow I had been trapped in there. But how did you wind up in there? I'd like to know that myself. Do you not even know whose body you're in? Literally the one person. And the hair color kind of gives it away too. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead. And I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself. Like, this is supposed to be obvious, isn't it? To me. No, clearly not to them, but this is not a surprise that she's in Maya's body. This is obvious. The trick lock stopped you, huh? I didn't know how to remove it. Because... Did Iris go... They switched places. Did Iris go in there, remove the lock? Because she had put the lock on there initially when it was just 1. Did she go on there, remove the lock, switch places, then the 5 got put on? Because I don't remember exactly when we found out that there were 5. You were actually confined against your will inside this sacred cavern? Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible, but it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it. Interrupted? It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall. What? Who? Could it have been Maya? What? But I couldn't see. Why not? If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern. That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. No pearls. To put the gravy on? It's still funny. Yes! Oh my god, I don't know why it's so funny. Still, I finally managed. Like, you got all this shit in this case that's like so serious and so intense, and it's this big intertwining story, and there's all these characters and all this stuff, and it's legit. And then you just got this part where Pearl put gravy on a scroll. And it's just so funny. But I was too late. Like, she's just like, yeah, that's okay, that's what I gotta do. And then she just did it, and she's like, yep, I did it. I accomplished the mission. I put gravy on the scroll. Love it. The bridge had been fixed and the police had started their investigation, correct? Naturally, I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself.